Hi, I'm Jill Fitzhenry. I'm the Dynasty Brand Specialist Coordinator with the FM Brush Company. Welcome to our series, Meet the Artists. These talented artists are the creative backbone that make Dynasty brushes so popular. Each artist has their own unique way of using the brushes and love to share their expertise. So let's get to know some of them better. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Annamarie Oke. Annamarie Oke has been a brand specialist for quite a few years. And one of the things that I love about her artwork is that she paints things that surround her in her native country. So she likes to do a variety of mixed media type of things like oils and watercolors and acrylics. And I think she really puts a unique spin on everything that she does. So with that, let me introduce you to Annamarie, and let's get, there we are. Hi, Annamarie.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to have you here today.
Me too.
I really would like to get some of the things that inspire you. I'd like to have people get to know you just a little bit better. So, first of all, why don't you tell everybody where you're from?
Okay. I'm Annamarie Oke, and I'm from Corner Brook, Newfoundland, Canada, little island way up north on the northeast. And I've lived there all of my life. And I'm still there, have my studio and all that.
Nice. Now, prior to you doing your artwork full time, let them know what you used to do.
I was a nurse. I'm saying was. I retired 5 years ago, 38 years in nursing from the time I was very young, very young. And I enjoyed that as well. Nursing was my calling, I guess, and loved it. But I always had a passion for art. I sewed. I made my own clothes, uniforms, things, jackets, whatever. And I loved it, and did also paint it while I was working as a nurse for all those years. So I finally had to make a decision to retire or go on my venture, on my journey. And I chose my journey. And it's been a great journey.
Yes, and we've had some fun experiences together traveling. How did you get started painting?
I started many years ago by what we call toll painting. A friend of mine in Halifax, Nova Scotia, she said, "We're going to a toll painting shop to toll paint." I thought we were going to get our toes done at the spa. Anyway, we went and I did a bunny and some little strokes on it, and I just loved it. So I started from there. And in a magazine, our small pharmacy would bring in magazines, the painting magazines, and they offered a SDP convention in Tampa, Florida, back in the late 70s, 80s, or whatever. And I went there. Yeah, went there, and I couldn't believe my initial art was watercolor. That's how I started. I love the look of watercolor, but there was so much to choose from at those conventions. It was unbelievable. And that's how I met up with, well, Donna Dewberry. I became a one-stroke certified teacher with her. Went back the next year and met up with Mary Owens with the pen and inking, oil rouging. And my teaching skill, I taught with her for 9 years exclusively with her. She lives in Lockport, New York. And I would take vacation time to go and work with Mary, travel teach with her, and just get the inside scoop on how to teach. She's a great teacher, just love her teaching skill. So that's how it all began. And then you derive your own nick on things. And of course, I became involved with the Dynasty brush company, and just love them. The way they work, the way I use them, and the way it's a great company, great brush. So I was I fell in love with the Dynasty group too, as well. They're a great company. And met Jill, of course, Jill through that.
Yes, yes. Of course, we love you too, and love love everything that you do with the brushes. Um, what style of painting do you like to do, or surfaces to paint on? I know you have some unique things that you like to.
Well, I started with wood pieces and I cut my own wood and big bunnies, big boards. I like 5-foot boards. Snowman, it's a big thing for me. I love their characters, their faces. Um, what else? Oh, florals. I love beach scenes. And I just did 2 brand new beach scenes actually this week. Not looking outdoors, of course, at the snow, but getting into the beach scenes. And I love florals and things. I love the antique look. So my work is a little, I don't like to say not normal, but a little different. It just gives it a different look on things. I was just looking at a snowman of mine here, actually, and I'll just show you what I mean when I say a little bit different. So this one I taught at the convention last year. We were at NET, and this was a big hit. It's called Snowflakes from the North. Well, you can change that to an antiquing, and this is another snowman that I've got my antiquing on. So you can see the darkened look versus the bright look. So I tend to I guess it's where I live. It's a lot of darkness and things. And so I try to be more uplifted and more brighter in my pieces. But I love that antique look.
Yes, and that makes it unique to you.
Yeah, it does. I also like the texture. Most people know me, say, oh yeah, she's the girl that works with all this texture. And I'm going to be demoing a little bit of that because I love demoing brushes. I love to demo brushes and to teach. That's my love.
And that's where I really got to know you one time. Was we were both at a convention together, and here you were. I didn't really know you very well. I know that we had met, previously at some other conventions, but didn't really know you yet. And here you were sitting there demoing Eye of the Tiger brushes, and they were just flying off your booth. So, and you have what I call a soft sell, because what you do, you show your passion comes out when you
Yes,
demonstrate.
great. Even just myself talking here with you, talking about the brushes and stuff, I get lighter. I feel, yeah, very nice in your heart. It feels very good, actually.
Yes, and that comes through when you're teaching and demonstrating. So tell me a little bit about some of your favorite Dynasty brushes.
Hey, well, I knew that you were going to ask me that. So I have 25 brushes that I want to. No, not really. I start picking them out of my pile, saying, okay, I love this one. Okay, I love that one. No, I love that one. So I'm going to start with the Eye of the Tiger first. Um, Eye of the Tiger, it's been a game changer for me, actually. My other number 10 was there, but I sell them 3 in a kit, and they are awesome. They're built for the bellies to hold liquid oils. And for example, I am going to show a little demo on that too. But for example, that's what I use for my texture, for my Pebeo. It just slides over texture, or it slides over as a glaze. So I work it both ways, and I use those for that. And I take care of them because oils, you have to, first of all, what I usually do is soak my bristles, not soak, pardon me, never soak. I use a little bit of baby oil in a little cup, and I massage my bristles first before I begin, especially not so much if it's brand new, but if you just used a brush or used it, it'll get a little stiff once you do the cleaning. Just massage it with that baby oil. Don't soak it because you may damage your brush and whatever. There's no need to soak. Just massage the bristles, and it softens them and able to do my oils. Not acrylics now, but oils. Okay, so that's what I do with that. and I cleaned them with mineral spirits after I use the oils, because I use a lot of Pebeo on my texture, and I'm going to be showing you that in a moment. So you wipe it off, wipe your brush off in a paper towel, and you rinse it well in the mineral spirits, and then you go and soap and water clean up. So it's easy. They hold up really well. My students love them. What I did here as a demo piece, okay, this here I just stenciled using another favorite brush of mine is the Stencil Pro, and I use usually the 1/2 inch or the 1 inch or 3/4. I love the bigger stencils for stenciling, and I use my stencils. I have 27, I figured out yesterday, different styles off the Crafters Workshop stencils that I use there. This one is a swirl. I love this one. I outlined just a little bit of a poppy so I can glaze on that to show you how I use the eye of the tiger. I outlined it with my, I used copper on that one. I usually only use black or white with the cream relief. And I'll get that in a moment there. I used it and I probably laid it down if I know me. But anyway, it traced it out well, and that's what we're going to put our Pebeo in. This is my texture, and I developed my own texture paste that I use. I am in the process right now of using and trying out a different brand that was sent to me, and I'm liking it. I've just got to hammer down a few more things with it, and I'll see if it'll work for me. So stay tuned for that. So I am going to begin to start with this one over here first to show you how I glaze. I use bottle caps to pour my Pebeo in, okay? Pebeo comes in the 45 ml, the smaller student size, so easy to use. I have them all in stock. I only use 5 or 6 colors, the crimson, the green gold, the yellow, the black, the blue, cobalt blue, because I mix my colors. So I'm going to soak. There's my, all right, so this one here, I just used this more last night, actually, just to show you that how nice and soft it looks or works with the baby oil. So I'm going to push down my bristles. As you're pushing down your bristles, soaking up that oil, you can almost feel it going into the belly of your brush, okay? So I'm not going to use as much as I would on texture for just a glaze, okay? So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to lay it down and give my poppy a nice glaze. So you can see I want that look of the stencil coming through. All righty. And I'm just laying down my bristles. You can use a smaller brush if you want to. I just go big with the Stencil Pros and the brushes. I love working with big brushes, so that's why and you're just filling in. So you can see that you can see the stencil showing through. That's a little unique thing about me that I like to show people. Now, there we go. So that one is done, basically. So your poppy is filled in. As that dries, it'll dry transparent, so you'll really get to see the detail underneath. The leaves are green, of course, and I won't do that right now, but the centers are fun as well. I'm just going to wipe off a little bit of that Pebeo there, and I'm going to do the center with black, and I'm going to take my small number 6 round in the eye of the tiger and go into the black and just dab the centers, because I do some really cool things with centers. Okay, so if it runs a little, it's okay. All righty. I'm going to go right ahead now with my sunflower on my texture. just to give you an idea of what I'm doing there. Of course, I'm wiping my brush off in between a paper towel, and I'll go right into the mineral spirits. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that there for a moment. Okay, so this is the texture. I just did this about half an hour ago or so before we came on. So it may be a little bit tacky, but we can definitely go ahead. Now, I just pinched off my bristles in between a paper towel. It had red on it. Do I mind if the yellow is going to go on it? No, I like that. I like to mix a few colors. You'll get a little orangey look to your sunflower, and it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to pour up these bottle caps. Keeps your liquid on your palette and less mess. And I'll close off my bottle because it does have a little bit of an odor. So I'm going to soak my yellow, and I'm going to go right to my sunflower. Actually, before I do that, I just remembered one little step here. This is the lightning medium, okay? The Vitrail lightning medium. It's oil without color. So what you do is just apply that to your texture first. It just helps your paint to slide. I'm going to, no, I have another bottle cap. There we go. Just to do it right, Emery. Do it right. There you go. Okay, just to show you how quick and easy. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a quick coverage. It helps the color just slide on. I am also using my Eye the Tiger on the chisel edge. So I use it on the flat, and I also use it on the chisel edge. Now you can see right here I went over. Do I mind? Nope. It's just going to add to my piece. All righty. And the center. Okay. Now I wiped off in between my paper towel, and I'm going to go with my yellow. Okay, soak it in. Let that belly work for you, okay? Let that belly on that Eye of the Tiger work. And I'm going to start from the center and work outwards. And you can see I'm chiseling on the chisel edge. These brushes are amazing for this work. Or your acrylics, you can use them. It's a great brush. Wonderful brush. Here we go. Now, I'm not going to wipe this off on a paper towel. I'm going to go to my black, and I'm going to do the center because I'm going to do something really cool for in the center. Add a little bit of black to that lightning medium. And I'm going to fill in my center, go right around. These brushes really hold a lot of paint. And clean my brush off. There we go. Now, what I'm going to show you next are what I do for the centers. Sometimes I use just straight beads. Sometimes I use glitter. This one I'm loving. It's called cinnamon. And I'm just going to speckle a little bit in the center there. So I use that sometimes. Or I have a mixture that I have mixed up. And for any of my patterns that use this, I usually give them a little baggie of this. It's bath salts and 4 different kinds of glitter. So what actually happens is the bath salts go on the center, and they soak in the oils, and they sometimes melt and give you a nice little center. So yeah, that's the Eye of the Tiger. So that's a great brush.
That is awesome, Annamarie. And we're going to put up some samples of the demos that you've done in finished pieces. We'll add those onto the video. Yeah. Let's talk about where they can find your designs. You have pattern packets, and you've done books, you've done videos, you've got YouTube, you're on Facebook. So your website,
My website is, okay, www.annamarieoakdesigns.com. And you'll see the pattern packets, supplies, products, everything there. Brushes, of course. I have a large supply of line of Dynasty brushes.
Absolutely. And then you you teach at conventions.
I do love it.
You have
I
favorite stories from a convention or a travel experience?
Well, Jill, we've had great experiences, fun times. Gosh, when I see Jill's big laugh, and she's I call her Mother Duck sometimes, because she just takes every situation and she handles it, and that's a real trait. Congratulations there, Jill, to be to be like that. But yeah, some great stories in Virginia. It's a group there, Joanne Oz and her husband George and her little cat Toby. I paint with her group and her ladies at her little church, and it's in Palmyra, Virginia. And I love that little place. That little place is warm in my heart. It really is. Love that place. But I love doing conventions and teaching. I'm possibly going to be teaching in Maine in April. We're doing the convention out on the West Coast. We're going to be demoing at the booth, and Jill is coming up with some really cool things that we're going to be doing there. So stay tuned for that as well. That's in Portland, Oregon. And yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, and then your YouTube channel,
yeah,
Annamarie Oke Designs.
fine.
And that's also the little video clips are connected to your website as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
They can find your free demos. Take advantage. She shows how to use the faux squirrel reservoir.
That was my next one. I love that brush.
Yeah.
And I use this one in acrylics, but I also mainly use this one for my inking. Okay. And I use the India ink. And I brought that here with me here to show you. So when I have all this available on my website, and just email me if you need to, if you can't find it there, annamarie860@gmail.com. And these brushes are amazing. They have a belly too. So I usually use not odorless, but ammonia, clear ammonia from the Dollar Tree, of course. And that's what I use for cleaning my brushes. Clean them in that first to remove the India ink, because the India ink is a permanent ink. But I love the way they load. And do we have a minute just to show that, Jill?
I just want to let people know that you do have a full-length video where you've used that.
Yeah,
Help me remember the name of the piece. Was it A Good Day on Clothes?
Day on Clothes, and it's the boat one is called A Christmas in the Cove.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, that one too. And that's using this brush. It's amazing. And it's step by step, and but I just want to show you really quickly. If I'm using the ink myself, I use it from the bottle. Okay. So you're going to dip your brush down in that ink, and you're going to swirl. You're going to make that belly soak up that ink. Okay. And I'll come out. I'm fully loaded. Now it's amazing how this keeps going on and on. I love this brush as well. I have so many brushes that I love to. I'm just going to put you down so you can see me do a little bit of this line work to show you. So I load up my brush, and you can see how it goes around. And if I want to give like a wood grain, I can do that. It just keeps on going and going. So the trick is loading. You just load in your ink and remove the excess, and then you just go ahead and do your line work, right? So it's great for all of you signing your pieces as well, and whatever. It's a great brush, and I'm using the number 2. I have them 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14 is the largest I think I have in this one. So I use a 2, 4, and 6 The large one I use for filling in areas on my inking. So you can go to my website and see a little bit of that too.
Thank you. That was great. Yes. And for people that are, I know that I'll have people ask, can you use it as well for acrylics?
You can. Actually, I just did a new beach scene last week, and with umbrellas. Of course, I'm stuck on umbrellas too in summertime and beaches. And I used it in acrylics for making the oak grass and things. Amazing. It worked really well there. So I use it in acrylics as well. It works for me well. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Any parting words?
Just stay tuned. There's lots of good things coming up with the Dynasty brushes, lots of different ways how each of the artists use them, and stay tuned. Thank you. I'm glad to be part of this adventure, Jill. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Make sure that you check out her Facebook, YouTube, and her website. Until
Thank you.
happy painting.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.